It's not really morphing time. It's evil time. Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today I'm gonna have something different. Something a little bit else. And this is from Bandai of America. The Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Legacy Collection. What is it? There's nothing saying on it. But I think they call this the Legacy Collection, right? Right. Anyhow, it's Lord Zedd. Because I really wanted a Lord Zedd. You know, I have all these SH figure arts, and I love my SH figure arts, but I don't have a Lord Zedd, and I probably never will get a Lord Zedd because he only showed up in the American show, and they don't make figures of American shows. Well, I mean, not for Power Rangers at least. So, looking at this guy, I think he's pretty much in scale with your SH figure art. So I was like, you know what? He looks cool, so I get him. And now we have a chance to look at him together and see if he's any good or not. So I can tell you one thing right away. I'm impressed. And also disclaimer, there's people working downstairs, so there might be some weird background noises. I'm sorry about that. I can't really do anything about that. I can't go down and be like, hey, stop doing your work. I'm doing figure reviews. No, so it doesn't work like that. But first and foremost, let's have a look at the size. And here's one thing that's a little disappointing, but that's my own fault, I guess, for not checking that properly beforehand. He's 13 centimeters and basically 14 centimeters to the top of his Z over here. So that means a little over 5 inches and a little over 5.5 inches if you go to the top of the Z. But yeah, just a little over 5 to the top of his head, which means he's smaller than your SH figure arts. And that was kind of like the thing. I was hoping I had a Lord Zedd to team up with these guys, and that's not the case. He just... it's so close, man. It's so close. He's almost there. But anyway, let's leave that to the side and just have a look at the figure itself. I mean, I usually take the accessories for last, but since I only have the scepter, I'm gonna have a look at it now. It's a regular plastic, fairly soft plastic Z scepter. It's alright, it gets the job done. It's nicely molded. There's obviously no paint on it, but paint we have in Mr. Zedd, Lord Zedd over here. I gotta say, I really like the mold, first of all. That's the thing. You got like all the muscle work in his body, which is impressive. I've already said impressive, but I might say it a couple of times more. And the mask, you know, you even got the texturing in there, in the back of it. And speaking of which, it's just the paint. The paint is on point for the most part. There's some small slips here and there, but ones that are easily forgettable and forgivable, if you ask me. I mean, here's the thing. This is like a 25 bucks or like 20 bucks figure. This is not an SH figure arts. And quality-wise, I'm saying, damn. Look at the blue metallic lines going down there. And by the way, all the gray also is metallic. So it does look nice and shiny. I think the red, personally, I think it's a little bit too shiny. But once more, it's something that I can forgive for an overall very nice and very detailed and proper paint job. This is more of a kid's toy, honestly. It's still a good collector's item, but it's somewhere in between. And that is pretty apparent with the articulation, because this with this guy falls off compared to the figure arts, and that's not fair to compare to the figure arts. But I'm just saying, for the stuff I'm usually reviewing. So first of all, head is just on a swivel, so it goes around nicely, but that's it. It doesn't go back and forth, it doesn't go side to side. And you have the shoulder is on a hinge, packed into the chest. It has very good range though, because there's almost nothing blocking it, but goes around. And then you have a simple hinge in the elbow, nothing hindering it, but it also doesn't rotate. There's no swivel, no bicep swivel, nothing going on. You have a swivel in the hand, I would say the fist, but it's not a fist, it's just an open hand. He only comes with 2 open hands to hold a scepter, that's fine. Doesn't have any fists, doesn't have anything going on in the torso. You have the legs, which are on a peg and have a hinge, so you can rotate it around. He doesn't have a lot of range. It goes forward all the way, but it doesn't go back because it gets blocked over here. But it does go out to the side all the way, and he's very loose. The all the hinges and stuff, it's very loose. Just be aware of that. I mean, it's better. The shoulders are pretty decent. They keep up with it. But the legs are... yeah, they're like that. It's fine though. I mean, he can keep a pose. That's not really the problem. He has a single hinge in the knees. And unfortunately, there's nothing going on in the foot. You don't have... oh, this is also... there's also a swivel hidden down here. Sorry, I didn't even notice that. That's kind of awkward, but okay. It works. It's actually very well hidden. So well hidden I didn't even notice. Speaking of which, you have the hinge. The entire hinge over here. Actually also fairly nicely implemented. But yeah, there's nothing going on at the feet, although he has pretty big feet. I had great success trying to pose them, like just spreading out the feet. Hold on, let me just demonstrate that real quick with the feet. I mean, he stands very well. You can pose him like you can make him have the splits, and he still stands up. You get some good poses done with this guy, and yeah. So that's gonna do it already. Final thoughts, what do I think about this figure? Like I said at the very beginning, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with the work that went into this. Unfortunately, it doesn't line up with your figure arts, but that's not really a complaint at all. The articulation at the price point is fair. The detail and the paint job at the price point is amazing, if you ask me. So if you want to laud that, this is the best you can get right now. So as usual guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, feel free to hit it up with a like. And maybe subscribe to the channel. So you can, I can't even do a lot of that voice. But yeah, maybe subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Lord Zedd wants.